Hello, friends, and welcome to the Marble and Sand podcast, a podcast for health and wellness with a focus on vegan lifestyles and vegan eating. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to episode 3 of Marble and Sand. In today's episode, I'm going to be discussing the best way to economically eat a vegan diet and also have a vegan lifestyle. A lot of people look at veganism as something that is hard to attain because of the cost. You see the vegan substitutes that are out there, and also other vegan hair care products and things that are labeled vegan. And sometimes they have this upcharge in price. But in actuality, a vegan diet can be very economical. It can help you actually save money on your foods. And all you have to do is just do a little bit of meal planning for the week possibly, and that will help you to keep your budget for your groceries under control. I think the best approach to having an economical vegan diet is to stick to whole foods. So if you go down the plant-based frozen aisle, or maybe there's a plant-based snacks and food aisles at your local grocery store, there are so many awesome alternatives. Like there's vegan hot wings, there's vegan White Castle burgers in the frozen aisle. You have companies like Gardein and Beyond, and they make all these awesome meat substitutes. And I think when you're going from being a meat eater to becoming vegetarian or vegan, it's great to start off with those things so that way you don't miss the things you used to eat. Like if you loved eating burgers, then of course it's good to get the Impossible Burger or the Beyond Burger because it tastes pretty much just like a regular burger, so you're not missing those things. But I think after a while of eating the meat alternatives, it's good to look for more of a whole foods plant-based approach to replacing the foods you eat. For example, I really found that beans and lentils and chickpeas are really great protein and fibrous alternatives. Now, granted, the vegan meat substitutes usually do use like pea protein or lentil protein, but it's still more processed. So you can actually buy a can of lentils and black beans. You can drain out all of the water that's in the can, and you can kind of mush them together. You can use your hands to like make burger patties, and you can add seasoning. I love onion, garlic, Himalayan pink salt. I also like using nutritional yeast. I like using chili pepper, white pepper, cayenne pepper, pretty much any type of pepper. Also black pepper, crushed red pepper. Whatever seasonings you like, you can add it to there, crunch it up in a ball, throw it in a skillet, pat it out with your, why am I forgetting what this word is? With your, I don't know why I'm forgetting what this word is. Your cooking utensil. And you can flatten it out, cook them on each side for about 5 minutes, and then there's a burger. So with the right seasoning, I find that that's really what makes food taste good. You really have to invest in your seasoning cabinet. Some of the staples, like I said before, are definitely onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, those things, white pepper. But there's also some other things that you can get to help season your foods. So there's also a mushroom seasoning that I like from Trader Joe's. And it has like crushed mushroom powder in it. And it gives everything sort of like a kind of earthy, rich flavor that I like. So I like adding that to vegetables when I'm cooking them. And then also the nutritional yeast, like I said before, when you're adding that to foods, it gives it sort of a nutty, cheesy texture, and it just tastes really good. So definitely it's the seasonings that can make or break a dish. Also, I went to Trader Joe's recently and they have this seasoning called a chickenless seasoning. It's basically onion, garlic, turmeric, some salt, and then it says spices. So I'm not sure what quote unquote spices are, but it has a really great flavor. So I added that recently. I wanted to make a potato and leek soup. So I went to Trader Joe's and they didn't have leeks, unfortunately, but I did get some yellow potatoes, which I think are the best because yellow potatoes are kind of buttery. They still have nutritious value that I like. I got a couple of containers of vegetable broth. I bought containers of fresh white mushrooms and containers of kale. And I said, okay, I'm going to make a soup. And then I went to another store and got some organic leeks and also some green onions. Wait, was it green onions? There's also, I'm forgetting the names of foods. It wasn't green onions. It was chives. Yes, chives. So yeah, chives and leeks are kind of similar in flavor. So I chopped those up, put them in the broth, and heated that up and added the chickenless seasoning, and it was really delicious. And it tasted just like a chicken noodle soup broth. So when it comes to meat, and it's really the seasonings that's in it that gives it that meaty taste. You can substitute the vegetables out of it and still have that hearty texture in your food, which is awesome. Oh my God, the word just came to me, a spatula. That's what it's called, a spatula that you use to flatten your food and flatten the burgers in the skillet. I don't know why that word escaped me. It is kind of a weird word when you think about it, spatula. I'm not sure what's the origins of it, but I have to look that up later. But anyway, that's another great vegan inexpensive dish, just making soups. So just get all your favorite vegetables. If you have like potatoes or squash or any of those kind of carbohydrated vegetables, you can cook those in the oven first for about 45 minutes to an hour. But then put all the vegetables in the pot with the broth and the seasoning. Slow cook it on simmer for about 45 to 50 minutes. And then you have a really awesome soup. You can keep it in the big pot, put it in the refrigerator, eat on it. You can snack on it, something that'll last throughout the day. So my go-to is definitely also just stir frying vegetables too. So you can just pick up all the vegetables you like. I like the chives and potatoes. I think those taste great together. Maybe with some onions, maybe some fresh garlic. Get some red peppers, green peppers. If you want some protein in there, you can get some chickpeas. Put them all in the skillet, saute it, cook it on medium for about 30 to 35 minutes, maybe low medium. And then that's a nice sauteed dish. Another great low-cost vegan meal is protein pasta. So I recently started eating red lentil pasta and green lentil pasta because I like the nutrition of it. Like, it's pasta but with lots of protein and fiber, so you feel fuller. So all you got to do is just cook that. And then I've been getting like not marinara sauce, but then cooking the protein pasta, draining it, and then adding crushed tomatoes and lots of seasoning, because I am trying to eat less fats. And some of the pre-made marinara sauces, or if you get vegan Alfredo sauces, they do have a lot of added fat. So I just been adding like tomatoes and fresh herbs and spices to the pasta. Again, my nutritional yeast, and that really just gives it like a really great creamy flavor, and it's like pretty much fat free. It's nothing but protein, fiber, some starch. You got the vitamins from the tomatoes, and that's a really nice complete meal, especially if you steam some broccoli and add that on the side, or steam some cauliflower. So there are definitely a lot of ways to get all of your nutrition on a vegan diet. Another great addition to your new vegan diet should be fruit. I have to admit that before becoming vegan, I didn't eat a lot of fruit. I mostly ate a lot of gluten-free processed products like gluten-free cookies and gluten-free cakes and gluten-free brownies. And I guess I thought, well, since I'm eating those things, I shouldn't eat fruit too, because fruit has calories. It's 80 calories in an apple, and this cookie has 80 calories, so I'm just going to eat the apple. But since this past year, becoming vegan and then also incorporating more of a whole foods plant-based diet, I've started to consume less and less of those things. I still eat them sparingly because there are some really great gluten-free and vegan cookie mixes out there. They even have some with low sugar now that uses stevia and monk fruit. But those pre-packaged mixes are a bit on the pricier side, so I do consume those sparingly if I want a treat. But now if I want something sweet, I just stick to fruit. Some of my favorite fruits are bananas, grapes, also apples, and applesauce, which is just another form of apples. So I really like bananas. They're really rich. They have the potassium. And I feel like if I can eat one, I can hold out until the next meal. So like it's something I eat in between breakfast and lunch. I grab a banana and that really holds me over. Also with apples, I just love the crunch. Like with apples, I just love biting into them, and you get that tartness and that sweetness, and the skin has lots of fiber, which is great. So I just love apples. You can also make a little dessert with apples if you slice them up, and you can put them in the oven with a drizzle of agave nectar and sprinkle of cinnamon. And you put that in the oven for about 15 minutes. And that creates like a really nice little dessert. One day, my mom made that for me, and it was really good. And then for grapes, I just really like grapes. I would say my favorite variety of grapes are the black seedless ones, or also I went to Whole Foods one day and I got these grapes that are called cotton candy grapes. And those were really sweet and juicy. They are green and they just taste amazing. So they're kind of like green seedless grapes, but with a much sweeter flavor. Another great meal idea would be to make smoothies at home. So I'm not a big smoothie person because I don't have a blender. I do want to get one, in particular a Magic Bullet. So one day I'm going to get one. But smoothies are great. So I would say it's a good investment to invest in protein powder. I do like hemp protein and then also pea protein. So that would be my go-to. So I would mix that in the blender and also add some unsweetened almond milk or unsweetened vegan yogurt. So there are a couple of unsweetened yogurts out there that are vegan. Kite Hill makes one and it tastes pretty good. And then also the brand Forager makes one and I really like that. And my favorite unsweetened almond milk would be, I do like the Whole Foods unsweetened almond milk. That's really good. It's just the 365 brand. And then there's also the Califia brand. Theirs is a bit more creamier and richer. I think you can actually see, like, if you get the unsweetened vanilla Califia almond milk, you can see like the little vanilla bean seeds. So they use like actual vanilla, which is great. So you can mix that almond milk in the blender with the vegan yogurt, add your bananas. You can add some blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. Mix it in there, maybe put a little bit of ice, and then add in your protein powder, and you have breakfast. So now I'm going to discuss other items that we can use that can incorporate into a vegan lifestyle. So we also have cleaning products we use in the house. We also have skincare and body care and facial care. And I must admit that a big portion of my budget does go to those things because I do have a lot of skincare. I am a skincare enthusiast. And this past year, since I've been trying to switch all of my regimen to cruelty-free and vegan brands, I have spent a little bit, I would say, a little bit over my budget on some of those things. But I have found one skincare brand that is pretty economical, and it's called Revolution Beauty. So they have lots of different serums, lots of different moisturizers, some with SPF, some without. They also have cleansers for your face, and they have some body care as well, and they're very economical. They're similar to prices of products at a Walgreens or your local drugstore. So I definitely recommend Revolution Beauty. And then also, if you go on Sephora's website, Sephora has their own line of skincare products, and I really like their Clear Skin Days acne serum, and they have a Clear Skin Days cleanser, and all of their Clean at Sephora products are cruelty-free, and their own line is cruelty-free. So it's definitely more economical to get the Sephora line products at Sephora, and they have a wide range of things as well. They have eye creams. There's also a Sephora moisturizer I really like. So definitely get the Sephora branded products, or check out Revolution Beauty or Revolution Skincare for their cruelty-free products. Another aspect is the cleaning supplies, like I mentioned before. So I really like using the Method products. Method makes dish detergent, they make cleaning spray. They also make a shower cleaner that I really like, and a daily shower cleaner. So that's great to use every day in the shower. Like after you shower, you spray the daily cleaner, and it allows you to go maybe a few more days without having to clean the shower. But I just like the way it smells. I do think it helps with some of the buildup of mold and mildew. I still do sometimes buy the bleachy products, so I am having to learn to not use those harsh chemicals because I do have asthma. So sometimes, like when I'm cleaning the bathroom, I just feel so sick after I'm done, because I used all these products with bleach and chemicals. So I definitely want to get more of the Method line. And also, if you go to a store like Menards or Home Depot, they have more chemical-free products nowadays, like other lines too. So that's something to check out. I would say the best thing to do when approaching a vegan lifestyle and a vegan diet is to be open-minded and to just not be closed-minded to trying new things. I think sometimes we do get wrapped into not wanting to change because we are so used to what we're doing and how we're living our lives already. We already have our routine. We already have our grocery list. We already have all these things that we normally do. But we can't be afraid to incorporate change in our lives. I think there's a saying that every 7 years we have like a new cellular growth. I have to look that back up. So it's kind of like every 7 years we're like in a new skin, sort of like how snakes shed their skin. So I think it's good to always be open to change and incorporating new things. It's hard to become vegan overnight. I think there are some people who are vegan who just gave up meat and animal products cold turkey. And that's great. I mean, that's awesome that they're able to do that. But for others, it is more of a gradual process. And we just slowly swap out things. Like, okay, well, now I'm going to make all my skincare cruelty-free. Now I'm going to get cruelty-free cleaning products. Okay, and a few weeks later, I'm going to swap out my burger for an Impossible Burger. Or I'm going to swap out my cheese for a vegan cheese. And it may take a few months. It may take a year. It may take years. I mean, for me personally, it took 9 years to become vegan because I was so used to just being vegetarian, being gluten-free, that veganism wasn't really on my radar yet. But I think subconsciously it was something that I was looking towards and wanting to eventually become, but I was just kind of afraid of how my body would react. So it's important to be forgiving of yourself and to just accept yourself for who you are. You know, people make mistakes. You know, I remember a few months ago, my mom bought some packaged fries. And I didn't know they had Parmesan cheese on it, and she made them and I ate them. And I was like, oh, these are good. And then I looked at the bag and I was like, oh no, these have Parmesan cheese on them. So they're not vegan. I can't eat this. But it was an accident, you know, sometimes that happens. What matters most is your intention to do better and to eventually achieve your goals. So you do have to remember to not be hard on yourself, to be forgiving, and just know that we are all a work in progress and we are all in the process of getting to where we are eventually going to be, if that makes sense. We're always trying to get to a certain goal, and I think that's the purpose of life, to constantly achieve new goals in ourselves. Like recently, I decided that I wanted to exercise more and join the gym again for the new year. So it's something that a lot of people do in the new year, but also with the pandemic going on, I hadn't been in a gym in a while. So I set the goal to go to the gym 3 times a week. And I think once you set that intention, you know, it's like I don't plan to go every day, 7 days a week. Just 3 days out of the 7, and that's my goal for now. So it's best to just make those small goals and take those small steps towards those goals, and also congratulate yourself on achieving those goals, and always keep a positive mindset. Well, this concludes episode 3 of the Marble and Sand podcast, and I wish you all well on your health and wellness journey.